Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Martin Rowland. Thank you for tuning in to Same Cast, Different Day podcast. So, first thing I want to talk about, we've been going for a minute. I'm a year older. I'm 34. I feel like wow, just like time is flying. But yes, I'm a year older, and there's just been a lot of things happening since the last time we done the show, and I don't know. I was trying to figure out how are we going. Well, how was I? Well, I don't know if Tina's going to join, but how about going? How about going with the show? Going on with the show. Well, for this episode, because one of the main things is that it's just been so much chaos lately within our government. 'Cause one of the things that happened while I was gone was the guy that's in charge of I forgot what his job is, but he spent like $98 billion on buying himself luxury items and stuff like that. And it's like, and you get these mega people, and they're not angry about these things that's going on. And I'm just wondering now, with everything that's been happening, are they at the point of regret yet? Like, do they regret their vote? Because I think at this point, you have to regret voting for Donald Trump because he has broken every single last campaign promise there is, and now war to get people to forget, for people to forget to talk about these Epstein files, which we still want to see the unredacted Epstein files. Only thing that should have been redacted was anything related to the victims, I believe, from the Epstein files that should have been released. But he's doing all these things to get people to stop talking about the Epstein files. But and then one of the things that the Republicans is like uh boasting about, I don't know what's the proper term, was how they said, oh well, Americans are getting more money on their, this is just not working for me. Americans are getting more money this year on tax returns. I say, yeah, they're getting more money, but they're not, can they afford to live? Can Americans afford to drive? Because as of right now, gas prices. Somebody said gas prices is almost $9 in LA. I don't know if that's not true. If there's someone in LA who can verify that, can y'all send us a picture, like Facebook or Instagram to the Same Cast Different Day podcast on Facebook or Instagram, so we can see if gas is really $9 an hour. I mean, $9 a gallon, well, near $9 a gallon in Los Angeles. So it's this man has broken every last campaign promise. Gas prices are up. The cost of living is still up. Inflation is up. And there's all these failures that are happening, and we don't see not one, not one person from MAGA going online and say, yeah, we messed up. Like, at what point do y'all be like, yeah, we messed up? Because now there is this construction company that's in what construction period, they're coming to a halt. There's supposed to be a there was supposed to be a like a cul-de-sac being built, and there's like these brick like concrete foundations that was laid, and that was it. And they were saying that at least 3 to 4 times a week, ICE agents are coming to pick up the workers, and so they're like, workers stop showing up, and a lot of these construction businesses relied on a lot of undocumented workers to build. So now we have these gaps in all these different sectors of like work that typically, undocumented immigrants would do. And I'm guessing in Trump's head, if we kick out all these undocumented immigrants, that, that's going to create jobs for the American people. And it didn't work. It's not working because he did all that, and a lot of these American people are still not going to go apply for those jobs and do those jobs. Because I still don't see an American person going to go work in a fruit and vegetable field and picking fruit and vegetables for what an undocumented person was doing. I just don't see that happening. So The next thing he did was, I'm going to start a war, and that war is going to create jobs. But yet, we're going to spend trillions of dollars on a war, because I believe the war in Iraq, whatever that was after 9/11, that was trillions of dollars spent. And now he want to spend more trillions of dollars on a unnecessary war. That's just purely unnecessary, and I don't understand it. I don't understand people justifying voting for Donald Trump. They're still trying to do everything possible to stop people from voting in the upcoming midterm elections. Like I said, one of those things was requiring Alexa do not disturb. Alexa do not disturb. So one of those things was requiring people to, have a passport to vote, which it costs money to get a passport, and it's a process to get a passport. So once again, like I said, you want somebody that's living check to check, who barely can afford to live in an economy that he's now created. Um, you expect for them to be able to spend $160 on going to get a passport to be able to vote, and then with people not having with those people not having the proper documentation to vote, that means there's less voter turnout, which means it favors more of the Republican Party. And we're supposed to have free and fair elections, like, and requiring people to have a passport to go vote is like, hey, it's just like saying, hey, you gotta pay to vote, in my personal opinion. And then on top of this, we have this partial government shutdown because the Democrats wants to restructure, these ICE agents, especially being them going to the house without a like order from a judge to go into like houses and stuff like that. Um, with the killings that happened with uh, Alex Peretti, and I kind of can never remember the other woman's name, but you know when they were killed by ICE agents. It's just a lot, and it's just been a lot going on, and it is depressing. It's really depressing to be an American right now. Um, so back to the war. He one of the attacks was when he bombed the school. Innocent kids got killed, by the way. And now he wants to bully other countries to join in on this war to basically protect these waters to get the oil out of Iran. And Iran is like, and they're blowing. I guess they're targeting ships that's trying to ship oil out through that little river, sea, whatever it is called over there. That we ain't got no business being in. And then after he lied, said there were gonna be no troops on the ground. And then next thing you know, he's like, oh, he wants to put troops on the ground, and we're sending all these troops out there to these waters. And then now they're talking about possibly a draft and drafting people to go fight in a war about and die in a war about nothing, like just nothing. I just do not understand this current administration. I don't understand this very corrupt government right now, and the MAGA supporters they love to say the word how Joe Biden was corrupt and he was doing all these other kind of things. I'm like, you guys don't see any of this stuff that Trump is doing, and it's like to these people um who are considered like low class. I'm gonna say even low class, like middle class people. What has he done for you? What has he done that has benefited you? Because once again, he wouldn't cause the war. And by the way, I guess he's this whole thing was when he bombed Iran. It was a surprise, and Japan was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And then why did the Japan president, or I don't know what they call it, Japan is this president or prime minister? I don't know what they call their person, but while their person sitting there, and he got the nerve to say that y'all didn't tell us about Pearl Harbor. Like who says something like that? Who? And why would you even It's just make it make sense, and people be like, yeah, and clap and cheer for that like it's right, and it's not right at all that he does that. It's not, and it shouldn't be like that. They're just like when Robert Mueller died. He said, "I'm glad he's dead." He pretty much, I'm glad he died or he's dead. That's what Donald Trump said. But now he's speaking bad about somebody that passed away. But then when the whole thing happened with Charlie Kirk, they wanted people to, you know, if you hear somebody talking bad about Charlie, report them at your job, and you're trying to get people fired and try to make it against the law to and have people arrested and all these other things for speaking their thoughts about Charlie Kirk and his death. And yet, still, this man is just like, yeah, I'm glad he died. Like, what? Like I said, as a country, we need to make better decisions. We need to stop backing these reality stars politicians. We need to stop. I've been saying this for a long time, and one of the things I've been saying is we need to put an age cap on people who can be in these government jobs like senators and congressmen and all these other kind of things. Like it needs to be a cap. Like we should not have nobody that's at least 65. I shouldn't say 65, at least 70. There's no way that there should be somebody that's 70 or older holding any of those positions because they are so out of tune with the real world and young people problem. Like we still have people that sit in that office in those positions who bought houses a long, long time ago for, I bought a house that's $20,000 now then, and it's now worth $3 million now. And you trying to sell me that same house that you bought for 20,000 for $3 million? That just don't sit right with me at all. And I just don't like it. Just don't. And we need to do better. Like I feel like the previous generation should be doing their part to set up the next generation for success. And what this current generation is doing, which is there's a lot of the silent generation and the baby boomers that are holding these government positions. They are all about them. They are all about making money from them. It's all about them, them, them. They don't too much care about the next generation. And they like to call the next generation lazy, or they don't want to put in the work to do something, or they're like, how about you guys step down for your jobs so I can have me a good paying job and have the opportunities that you created for yourself? How about we do that? But that's not going to happen because the silent generation and baby boomers is all about them, 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 and only them. And like I said, that is not going to change until we get a lot of young people involved in the government. Like, I get so sick and tired of hearing people say, like, oh, my vote doesn't matter. My vote doesn't count. It does count. Then they be like, oh, well, every time there's a president, they do 8 years, and then they switch from a Democrat to Republican, and then every Republican do 8 years, and then they switch to a um, Democrat. Still don't matter. Just get out and vote. And it's so crazy how we get a Democratic president in office and they somehow fix and balance our budget, and then we get a Republican president come in there and do so much, and then now everything is all messed up, but they don't see the mess ups that president caused because we're still living off the economy of the previous president. Like literally right now, it should be the same way, but Donald Trump has messed up so much that Biden's economy is pretty much gone. And her people still blaming everything that's happening today on Biden. Like, no, you cannot blame that on Biden. Like Somebody had tried to say to me that, oh, gas prices was this high was when Biden was in office. You're like, yeah, when he took over after. Oh god, I feel like I had to sneeze. I'm sorry, guys. If I can sneeze, it's like so gas prices was high when he took over after uh Donald Trump. So that first year or two when Biden was in office, we were still living off of Trump's economy. Um, Trump's price, well, everything he had to predict. Trump was the reason why gas was high, plain and simple. And towards the end of Trump's economy, I mean, towards the end of Biden, oh God, my brain is not acting right. Towards the end of President Biden's economy, when I'm not economy, his presidency, gas was down. Gas prices were down. We were paying below $3 a gallon for gas, below $3. And then Trump gets in office, causes a war, and now I go from paying $2.30 a gallon to now to $3.89 a gallon. Some states is even more. We went from having affordable for people who had inhalers, affordable inhalers. I remember at one point I was paying $10 for an inhaler when I needed one. That price has went up also. The cost of healthcare has went up also. The cost of food has went up also. The cost of gas is going up. The cost of everything is going up. Inflation has gone up. Inflation was going down under Biden. Inflation is going up under Donald Trump. So I want to know what is it going to take for these super hardcore MAGA, supporters um, to stop, what's the word I'm trying to think of? What is it going to take for them to stop supporting this man? Like, what is it really going to take for people to stop supporting Donald Trump? Like right now, he's about to send your kids to war. Your precious babies that you love so much. He's about to send them to war. It ain't right. And I just don't understand, like, what is it gonna take? He's literally sending y'all kids to war, your babies, to fight over what? We still never really got an explanation behind the war or the reason why we're at war. All we know is that America is over there bombing stuff. We still don't know. And I hope we get some type of answer soon. And it's crazy because, like I said, it's only been one full year and a couple of months, and I feel like it's just been so much chaos within that time period, so much. And I feel it's Asian people, and it's crazy because I remember having this conversation with someone, and they was like, "How many more years else to do?" That was only the first year. Like, we still got 3 more years of this, and I was like, it's just been so much chaos. It's felt like it's already been at least 2 to 3 years of Donald Trump's chaos when it's only been a year. And I still don't understand what was the whole point of Doge. What happened to our rebate checks that Doge found all this money. They cut all these programs. They did all these cuts to Medicare, and where is this money? Where? Because the big beautiful bill, it's only helping him. It's only helping the people he supported, the people that lobby for the bill. It's only helping them. It's not helping the American economy. It's not helping us whatsoever. And this podcast, this space right here, it's a safe space to talk about these type of things. And like I said, people be like, well, I'm not like I said, I don't always necessarily agree with everything Democrats do. I don't. I feel like Republicans do have some good ideas, but the majority of them are bad ideas. But we as an American people need to really sit down and talk to each other and have these conversations because if we don't, the next 3 to 4 generations are just screwed off of the chaos that this current president is causing. And I really want you guys to think about that. And let me know what you guys think, because I'm going to end this show right here. This is going to be quite a short one, but I'm going to end it right here. And let it sink in what I talked about today, and then give me your thoughts and opinion. And thank you all, and I will see you all on the next episode of Same Cast Different Day podcast, where we can sit down and discuss this. Join me in the comments. We go live Sundays at 7:30, so make sure you guys tune in, and I'll see you all on the next episode of Same Cast Different Day podcast. And don't forget, if you're in the state of Wisconsin, please go out April 7th. Please go out and go vote. Make your voice be heard. Please vote.